Oh, cue cards? Okay. Phil is a genius. He taught me everything I know. What? Hey, do I have to read this?
Oh, you're really in for a treat.
Fireplace! The fireplace! The chair! The chair! The wardrobe! Ambiance!
Before I sat down to write Lyle, we had just finished Esther, and I wrote a bunch of songs for Esther, and I was worried that all my songs were going to start sounding the same if I just kept writing more and more songs. So I needed new musical influence. So I went to a record store and ended up buying Gilbert and Sullivan's The Pirates of Penzance. I thought, okay, I'm going to listen to this over and over again and fill my head with how Gilbert and Sullivan write music and then try to write songs like that. And so I listened to it about 100 times and thought, okay, not only am I going to write songs like Gilbert and Sullivan, I want to write a musical, a whole musical, not a short, 15-minute musical, but a whole musical. And so I sat down and thought, okay, can't do pirates because then it'll be too obvious that I'm paying tribute to the Pirates of Penzance. So I thought, okay, how about Vikings? They're very pirate-like.
We're Vikings! What you know, the terrors of the sea. We're Vikings! Wherever they go, pillaging happily. We're Vikings! Let it be known, and the Vikings, 'cause who doesn't like a pirate? This is my life as a Viking wife. Some golden jewels and a shiny suit. We're actually living is rife with strife. And a giant screen TV to boot. That's the lot we thought were marrying here. The terrors of the sea. Merry Vikings. That's the life for me.
For Lyle, what I wanted to do was to capture the look and feel of a lot of the musicals that were done during the 40s and 50s. You know, those Technicolor musicals that were very hyper-real and very vivid, shot on the soundstage. And the artist here just pulled together and I think went beyond themselves to get that very miniature yet hyper-real looking set for the characters to act on. I think it's beautiful. They did a great job.
Hi, Sven. Hi, Otar.
I thought Junior would make a good Lyle because he had just the right amount of innocence. And we hadn't used him in a while, and everybody loves Junior, and we're getting letters, more Junior, we want more Junior. But putting that kind of childlike innocence into the key character always works. And since it was a musical, and Junior's great at songs, it was natural.
What's the use? A golden goose is no excuse for being mean. When I share, I get my share of friends.
My favorite part of Lyle has to be the part where Junior actually sings the little doot-doot-doot-doots between the verse of the song because it wasn't part of the original lyric. Phil came in after writing the show and read through the script for us and was humming all the music to us and did the doot-doot-doot-doots between the verses, and one of our animators came up later and said, wouldn't it be funny if that was actually sung?
I think my favorite part about Lyle is just the silliness of the story itself, in that you've got all these Vikings that are doing their Viking things, pillaging and plundering and taking giant screen TVs, and at the same time there's a little Viking that's staying home making pot holders.
Pot holders.
Pot holders!
You want one?
Hey, it's the thought that counts.
Casting for Omelette was a lot of fun. I mean, we have our repertoire of characters, but as you've noticed, we're a little shy on the female characters to play parts. So when the role came up for Ophelia in Omelette, we were a little bit of a loss to figure out who was going to do that till Phil suggested Mr. Lot, and it was questionable at first, but he assured us that's tradition. That's the way Shakespeare is done.
Oh, my troubled prince! I beseech and implore thee, please share your eggs with the people.
Omelette learns to share. The Vikings have to learn to share. But Bob also learns to share his show. You see, Omelette and the Vikings show us the good side of sharing. Bob shows us you have to share even when it's not real fun.
Oh, we're over here by QWERTY to talk about what we learned today.
Well, this is a show where Archibald Asparagus gets to take over, and Archie's one of my favorites. He's kind of my John Cleese tribute. And it was about 5 years ago, actually, after maybe the second show, that I wrote down an idea. Okay, Archibald should take over a show. and he should try to do like masterpiece theater or a reading of Webster's dictionary or something, just insanely high culture but dull.
You'll be glad to know, folks, that we have saved the best for last. It has long been rumored that Gilbert and Sullivan, the brilliant musical duo responsible for classics like HMS Pinafore, The Mikado, and The Pirates of Penzance, penned one last musical before their deaths. This musical, legend has it, was lost before it could be staged. Well, if my cohorts Philippe and Jean-Claude are correct, we have that lost musical!
Archie is a lot of fun to work with, and mostly because he's very uptight. And uptight people are real fun to poke fun of on stage and on camera, because anytime something starts going wrong and mistakes start happening, that's when, and when mistakes start happening and somebody uptight starts, could you get the camera up? Thanks. Okay, phew, somebody's asleep at the wheel there, sorry. Anyway, when mistakes...
Bob, don't look.
Just roll the credits, Larry. Roll the credits.